Welcome back to the Haven Financial Group radio show. I'm Larry Kolvig, founder and CEO of the Haven Financial Group, and thanks for listening this morning. If we sparked a little thing in your ear that, you know what, I need to come, I have questions, I want to come in, feel free to give us a call at 612-504-8400 or havenfinancialgroup.com. There's no cost to come in and visit on any of these retirement topics, whether it is estate planning, whether it is investments, whether it is Social Security timing. And by the way, if you come in for Social Security, you'll leave here with a roadmap or a Social Security maximization report. It's very, very helpful. So are any of those insurance needs? You know, Kim, annual enrollment is almost here. Right. Isabella and Glenn help a lot of people in our office. I encourage folks, if you're in that age group, there's a lot of change in Medicare and healthcare. Not necessarily good change. You want to make sure you're in the right plan. You shouldn't be paying any more to have somebody do the legwork for you, which is what Isabella and Glenn. So annual enrollment, it's almost here. Book your time slot. You should shop it out every year. I always say almost every week on the show, healthcare is an expense that is almost always underestimated. And we want to plan accordingly, especially as we've been talking about budgeting in the show today.
Yeah, underestimated, but certainly needed. And when you do need it, you're certainly happy that you took care of that. 612-504-8400 is the number. We want to talk about considerations before selling your home in retirement. You know, Larry, a lot of people get to a certain age and either they're moving to another location or they've just decided that the house is too much and it's time to downsize. Maybe they have a house that they have essentially saved a lot of their money in that house and they want to cash out on the house. There are certainly positive things about getting rid of a big, huge house. There's also some other things. I'm not going to call them downsides, but other issues to consider.
Well, there's always many different things to consider. Perhaps your knees are not good and those stairs are just not good for you anymore, getting up and down those stairs, or maybe it's not even safe for you anymore. I hear that one quite often as far as, you know, all the stairs, one level living. You know, the real estate market, it's difficult because a lot of people, although the interest rates have come down a little bit, but a lot of people have been house locked. Right. You know, house prices are so expensive. You know, maybe their mortgage is paid off and they simply cannot replace their home for as much as for what they're going to get in the new home. Mm-hmm. So is that an option? For some, it's not been, just because financially it hasn't made sense. Another consideration that I see is sometimes people retire and then want to make some home decisions. I think of a couple, I've been a client of mine for years. They're retired and they have plenty of retirement investments, et cetera, et cetera. They have no mortgage. They're local here in the Twin Cities. They wanted to move up on the northern part of the city because their son is up there and their grandkids are up there. Problem is, he got a buyout on his job. Long story short, they couldn't show enough income to get another mortgage in between time. So they're quite wealthy, yet they can't move. And I see that very often. So if you're thinking about moving and maybe you're still working and you're considering retiring, you may want to plan the timeline accordingly so you're able to do what you want to do. Because oftentimes if you get the cart a little bit ahead of the horse, you might not be able to do what you want to do. You know, memories are made maybe in that house for years and years. I find that it's difficult for some people to get over that. However, we just moved my mother-in-law. I should say my wife and her siblings just moved my mother-in-law. Unfortunately, she had a stroke, but she's doing good. And rebounded well. But we moved her one level living. What I will tell, though, folks, is you might want to start decluttering now. I know that's not this segment, but things build up quickly. Right. And you may want to just start simplifying things. There's something to say about simplification and consolidation in a variety of areas, not just money, although it's important to have simplification and consolidation and maybe minimize those accounts rather than have money everywhere. No different than have hoarding or stuff laying all over. And all of a sudden now, now it's on the kids to have to do it because something happened where you didn't plan on it. So I know that my wife has been, since she's been having to do that, she's been wanting to, I noticed that things are getting a lot more simplified. She's like, well, I'm not going to have that same problem that my mom had. So again, lots of things to consider when you're talking real estate.
You bet. Absolutely. I understand exactly what you're saying. I had my kids visiting recently and they said, wow, if we had to pack this whole house. Well, let's not worry about that right this very minute, but I do hear what you're saying. One of the issues, certainly, if you're going to sell your home, though, that you want to take into account is capital gains taxes. There are some ways to get around that. But it is an issue for some people. Another reason why maybe some people don't want to get out of their house.
Yeah, we're not talking about your main residence, the residence that you've lived in for the last how many years, and it is your main residence. But it shouldn't be any problem there. But if you do have rental properties, second homes, you're going to want to handle that right. Maybe a 1031 exchange is proper for you. So you really want to talk through that. And again, Lance, our CPA at the office, who him and his family also have lots of real estate background. I do as well. I've held a real estate license for 20 some years. I don't practice unless it's my own personal stuff. But at the end of the day, work with a professional. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Work with a partner to talk through these things proactively rather than doing something and then finding out, oh, shoot, I did it the wrong way. I should have done it this way. And I could have saved myself some serious money on a variety of things, including taxes. So again, have that partner, have somebody to lean on. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, so there's all kinds of issues that you want to consider when you are maybe selling your primary residence, or for that matter, if you've owned real estate for years and maybe you're just ready to get out of that business. You know, you're simplifying your life, and before you go out and sell those rental properties or those second homes, these are conversations that you want to have with a partner. The folks at Haven Financial Group would love to have that conversation with you at 612-504-8400. That's how you reach them. Larry, we haven't had a chance. I want to change gears just a moment here if we could. We talk about the website pretty frequently, havenfinancialgroup.com. You can go to that website and you talk a lot about some of the educational programs. Talk to us a little bit about, here we are in the fourth quarter. What are some of those educational programs that are coming up that people can go on the website and sign up for?
Yeah, several of them. We've just had, because annual enrollment, we were just doing Medicare classes and really every single carrier, because we have access to all of the companies, and Isabella and Glenn have been working diligently on that. So Medicare Made Simple is the name of the course because it's not simple. It can be very complicated. We have some dinner workshops where we touch on all retirement topics, kind of with a wide brush. We teach Social Security and tax classes, very well attended throughout the course of the year. I teach the truth about annuities a couple times a year because lots of times people don't know the truth until they have something, and that can be not a good situation necessarily. So investment classes. We teach them at the local colleges. We teach them in community education settings, libraries, and we're happy to have our new education center at our office now, where we've utilized it a lot already in just a few weeks by having that fraud class by the local police department. We booked 2 classes full. We could have done probably two more. And again, other types of classes, impromptu classes. In fact, we really have some really fun ones up. My wife, the office manager, I saw a whole list of ones that we're going to do, and they're open to the public as well as our clientele. I saw some women in estate planning. It had a fancier name title to it than that. Women, wine, and something or another. We like to have fun with some of these topics that truly aren't fun. Yeah. So it doesn't have to be boring.
Right.
It doesn't necessarily have to be exciting, but we want to have some fun with these topics, which can get somewhat boring, let's face it, at times. And it just kind of takes the edge off. And you know what? If you're dealing with something in your situation, you're probably not alone. And just, having bouncing it off others that might be in exactly the same position. It's fun to see with our 10-year anniversary at our client events, which we do 3 or 4 a year, that a lot of our clients have become friends and acquaintances, and they look forward to seeing each other every single event that we have. And they've shared numbers, they get together. You know what? We're in the people business,
Mhm.
and that's what we're in.
Yeah.
And if you're not getting the attention, and maybe you just feel like you're a number. I had a couple last week that says, you know what, our guy, I think we're just a number with our guy. I don't think he takes us really seriously. Or this is the one that I hear often, which I don't like. You know what, our guy or gal, he just works with those that have a ton of money, and
Mm.
we're just a small fish in the pond. And we don't have any minimums here. We have those that have very little, and we have those that have a lot. And anything in between, we don't have that. We're not too good. We're not snobs like that. We're not going to be that.
Mhm.
We want to give everybody equal attention. And oftentimes that goes by the wayside, and it does not happen. We all should be given the same opportunities and the same information, all the information to make educated decisions.
Right. Havenfinancialgroup.com, folks. That's where you can learn more about some of these educational seminars that are coming up in the next few weeks, few months. And they are free, and anyone is welcome to attend. You just need to sign up. No pressure there. It's just a great educational evening. So be sure you check it out. 612-504-8400. That's the number that you call to reach the folks at Haven Financial Group. If you've heard something today that has sparked something in you and you think, wow, I need a partner like those good people there at Haven Financial Group, then be sure that you give them a call. Larry, it's been a great show.
Yes, thanks, Kim. Look forward to next week already.